What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about stellar lumens today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are at about 27 cents on the dot right now. We are still firmly entrenched in our phenomenal, beautiful looking bull flag. It's perfect, man. It's the flag of stellar lumens, and stellar lumens has a planet as their symbol. That means we're going to another planet, man. We're gonna rocket ship right out of this, but first, we might have a little bit lower to go, okay? This is a bullish pattern, and oftentimes bullish patterns that come from bullish trends, they do lead to bullish finishes, okay? So I'm not worried about this thing at all, but likely we do see a little bit of a drop. I just made a video where I was talking about Ethereum probably dropping about 15% or so, and that would imply stellar lumens, I think, would drop about that same amount, right? I didn't mean to have it here. Let's take this off. There we go. The weekly RSI still in a bullish posturing, but we did give up this kind of this higher low trend that we had here. We still have higher lows overall, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to come down and bounce. Oh, I don't know why this keeps coming up over here. I want this should be up here where nobody can see it. I want this, or I would like to see us bounce off the 40. Who cares what I want, but I think that would be nice. Even if we go lower, we have found support lower before, and support. It's fine if we do. But I think that a little bit lower is completely in the context of this thing. The weekly RSI is not bearish by any means, but it's not touting that it has to move up right now, right? From a low to a high, we are below the 382, finding resistance here. It's very common, my friends, very, very common from this kind of perspective to go all the way down to your 618. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that stellar lumens drops all the way down to 17 cents itself from this price down there. That's that'd be a 37% drop. I have a hard time seeing that, but if we take that as an acceptable outcome, that is at prior areas of resistance here, 17 cents, right? Prior areas of resistance here, prior areas of support here, just below 17 cents there. So it's a possible outcome, and perhaps the worst outcome to consider, but I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of cryptos lately have been finding support and resistance at the 0.5 areas, and maybe not sustained support or sustained resistance, maybe actually sustained resistance, but not sustained support. And what I'm saying by that is I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did come down to about the 0.5, which is about the same percentage drop that I would expect out of Ethereum. And that also comes in at an area of prior resistance and prior support. If we put a line there, a white line of horizontalness right here, the white line of truth, prior areas of resistance here, prior areas of closing resistance there, wicking, support, resistance, support here. Going back in time, a little bit of turbulence here, not too significant, but you did close as support here, close as support there, closing in this area nonetheless. It's somewhat of a significant area. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if stellar lumens bounced right off of 22 cents, you guys. You're at 27 cents now, essentially, so a little bit lower to go. Not quite 20% of a drop, but 15 to 18% sounds about right. If you do drop more, that's okay. And even if you saw something which I would just not expect, because this... If Stellar drops 37%, you guys, I can only imagine what the rest of the market's going to do, and that would just be sad. It can happen. It can certainly happen, though. If you're not prepared for it, it's going to scare the hell out of you then whenever it happens. You might just make a bad decision down there. By the way, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Just because I expect, and I do expect, the price to go down to about 22 cents does not mean that it's good to sell here at 27 cents. But if you're confident it's going to 22 cents, why wouldn't I sell it at 27 cents? That's logical. I hear you. Now hear this. We are at the lows of this range. This is a prospect. It's a possibility. But what is reality is you're at the low of this range now. You would effectively be selling at the lowest points, arguably the worst points to sell, for the hope, the aspirations, even the likelihood that we go down here, but it's not a guarantee. What is a guarantee is if you do sell and you don't get back in, you're going to miss the party, right? You're going to miss the party. The party's going to be to the upside. We're having it on $2 Avenue, and it's due in a couple of weeks, okay? If you are worried about missing this, the little downside party, it's not even worth the concern because the upside party is way larger, way bigger. It's humongous, sir. Okay, it's got a lot more to go than what the downside has to offer. From here, and that's why it's not a good idea to sell here. From the base of this flag to the top of this flag, if we put this, or the flagpole, I should say, if we put this at the base of the flag itself right now, the measure move of this pattern would effectively take us to $1.60. You want to sell at 27 cents for the possibility of going to 22 cents when we have a very strong chance of seeing $1.60 and even beyond that. It's just not good risk management, my friends. It's not good risk management. And if you do sell here and you buy back at the lows, you know, good for you. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Good for you. I hope you play it right. I hope that you make the most of your money. Don't let me discourage you. The only people that I'm trying to discourage are anybody that's new to the markets, that hasn't had a lot of experience, right? And people think that they can just trade their whole life savings or whole portfolio, get in and get out, and everything's going to be fine, and they're going to be more intelligent than the average market participant. That's obviously not the case for most people. Most people, especially beginners, if you're out there and you're a beginner, if this is your first cycle, you are the prey in this market, right? The sharks, the whales, they come after you. And how they come after you is what they do is they absolutely depend on you making the dumb move, which is selling out of your whole position entirely, being completely out of the markets, having all that dry powder on the side so that even if it does dump, are you going to buy back down here? You've got that plan now to buy back down here, but are you? Or will you think maybe it goes lower? What if it goes lower? And then you wait, and then it pumps and it's back here, and you're like, now it's just back at that same area. Maybe I'll just wait till it goes lower so I can get a little bit, so I can get it. I knew it was going to go lower. Oh, but look, it's finding a lower high. Maybe it will actually go down, and then boom, rip in your face. And what are you doing then? You're probably, if you're emotional enough to FOMO the lows, you're probably going to be emotional enough to FOMO the highs too. Big players, whales and sharks, love this kind of mentality and behavior from novices because you provide the liquidity down here for them to buy from you. So you sell it effectively to them. And then whenever the price is moving up, you buy back in at higher prices, effectively helping send the price higher whenever they're the ones that bought your stuff up at the lows. Don't do it. Don't feed the whales, you guys. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but do not sell the lows, okay? We're at 22 cents now. The expectation is to go down to about, I'm sorry, we're at 27 cents now. That was a little foreshadowing. I can see the future. We're hopefully going to go down to 22 cents. I don't know if that's hopeful, but that's my expectation, I should say. And then from there, recover. When it comes time to recovery, $1.60 is a good target. That's the measure move so far. If we go down to 22 cents, it might be like $1.50, whatever. From a high to a low here, if we are assuming that we go to 22 cents, which this isn't appropriate at all, but if 22 cents is the low, $1.23 would be a minimum target. $1.63 comes up again. $2.46 is even a doable target. We take last cycle's high to the bear market low. Our minimum target there is $1.54. Our next target is $2.18. A lot of this stuff lines up in the same area, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if and when it comes time, Stellar Lumens sees some phenomenal price action to the upside. If you want to invalidate the notion that we're going lower, it's really simple. You can do that. It's not a hard task to achieve. If you want to invalidate that we're going lower, what you need to do essentially is get back up. I would say, if you close a week above here, I would be game. I think that I'm game for that, man. 35 cents, 35.12 cents. Yeah. If we close above there on a weekly basis, I would say that your low is probably in. It's not completely validated yet until you close above your golden ratio. I'd say 43 cents is the real boss to beat. Whenever you get above 43 cents on a weekly closing basis, whatever the low is, yeah, that's a valid low. If the low is lower than this, then hey, that 618 just comes down a little bit. So does the 382 here. But I'm looking at this last like weekly closing high. That would be encouraging. So if you close above here, great. We're not going lower. But if you move up from here and then you move down, we can still move lower. We just because you move up, you're at 27 cents now. If tomorrow we wake up and we're at 31 cents, 32 cents, and you're celebrating, haha, you were wrong. We're going to go to the moon. We're just finding support. We're finding resistance at prior areas of support. We didn't do anything miraculous. We're finding resistance at this downward trend. It's nothing miraculous yet. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we were to move up in a short amount of time. But I don't know. I'm kind of expecting the rest of the market to dump. So maybe that's out of the question. Let's look at the daily time frame. Daily RSI actually looks like it wants to move down. 4-hour RSI is kind of neutral but bullishly leaning. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we do move up, man. Maybe you move all the way. Maybe you move all the way up to 33 cents, 34 cents, and then you move back down. And don't mistake that, right? 33, 34 cents does not mean that the low is in, right? 35.1 cents doesn't even mean the low is in. You have to close a week above there, not just wick above there. Okay. And I got to be honest, the 4-hour RSI has me a little bit optimistic. It's ping-ponging. It's very neutral, but kind of with I guess it is a bearish tilt, if I'm being honest. I like the uptrend. I like the higher lows, but I don't like the oversold and then the not getting overbought. That's kind of weak. And then you're not bouncing off the 60. You're just below it. And you're not bouncing off the 40. You're just below it. So I guess it is actually, it's more of a neutral with a bearish lean to it, to be completely fair. Let's look at the 1-hour time frame real quick. if you start moving up today or tomorrow, it could happen a little bit. You could make a move that is up at like 28 cents, 30 cents, something like that. But regardless of what happens to the upside, until you close above 35 cents, 35.12 cents on a weekly closing basis or a 2-day time frame or higher, I would think that you're going lower to 22 cents. That's my expectation, okay? Don't get shaken out. Don't feel the FOMO if we move up. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Stellar Lumens doesn't even stop where we talked about it stopping, right? Whenever it comes to the higher prices at $2 or just below $2, just above $2, likely Stellar Lumens continues to go after that. The cycle high predictions for this thing, if we're taking the cycle high, the all-time high here to the cycle low there, would be something of $8.46 to $22, okay? And likely, I mean, you could even go somewhere in between. It's possible it could go higher, but I don't know. I don't know if that happens or not. Depends on if it does see major adoption or not. I know that because XRP is included in the United States Crypto Reserve, any countries that are looking for CBDCs or stuff to implement like that, I know that they're probably not looking for XRP right now, or probably they might have been considering XRP, but probably not anymore. So Stellar Lumens might be a good prospect in that kind of venture. It'll be interesting to see, but I definitely see this thing being worth around 20, if not more than $20 by the end of the cycle. We'll see. You're at 26, 27 cents right now. Nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.